Facebook.
Sepentry, which is based on 1 through 7. It's really good to decode the Bible and biblical stuff. And Pi. I think we're the only one that has a Pi Gematria calculator, besides my boy Logan from Decode Your Reality. Shout out to Logan, that's his YouTube. Decode Your Reality. And he has a website called cosmicsugar.org. You can check him out too. He's really good. He has a totally different theory than me on reality, but that's an okay thing. He thinks all of us are NPCs, non-player characters. And I disagree with that extremely because the numbers don't show that. All of us have a code attached to us. Your name will either say first player character or non-player character. So I don't see how we're all NPCs, but the beautiful thing is that people can have different opinions and still be friends. He's part of the Truth Mafia, and we have the biggest truth seeker influencer platform in the world, truthmafia.com. That's where I do all my decodes, all my breakdowns, and then my personal decodes is over on my alternative social media platform, which is truthfultv.com. All the links are in the description, guys. But so back to the number 54 real quick, because that's such an important number.
Numerology.
Some of you might not be old enough to remember the movie They Live, which was at the top of the box office for several weeks until they pulled it. And they pulled it because it showed way too much truth in it. This guy, Rodney Piper, was the star. He gets these glasses, and these glasses, they allow him to see reality for what it truly is. So he starts to notice, oh shit, the people running reality are some type of reptilian alien entity. And then all the signs he starts looking at, you know, like commercial signs, they all say consume, obey, and which they do to our subconscious with these spells. Netflix. If you ever notice when you watch Netflix, you got all them colors that come at your face before every video starts. You know what I'm talking about? Which it's programming you. That's what's happening. You don't even realize that. Them colors all mean something. I used to think yellow was the last color we've seen, but I slowed it down really slow. And I realized, oh shit, red is actually the last color we see. And red is an initiation color. That's why Lady Gaga had it in her new video, Abracadabra, which means I will create when I speak. It's an actual spell. It goes down. It starts with 11 letters. Abracadabra is an 11-letter word. Then the next is 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, all the way. It makes a triangle. That's the spell when you write it out. All the way down till you get to 1, which equals 66. Right? And if you invert that, abracadabra, and turn it upside down, it means I will destroy when I speak. So everything can have two meanings to it. We live in a reality full of duality. There's always a positive and a negative to everything. Just like the number 33 or 666 is not an inherently evil number. It's the breakdown for the carbon atom, which you're made out of. So it's really you. And in the oldest book that they found of the New Testament, Papyrus 115. Don't believe shit I'm saying. Go look it up and then come back and holler at me. This is for all the new people. Just go on Google, type in the true number of the beast from Papyrus 115, which they found in 2017, and it's 616. That number ties to Nero. It's the number 13, 13 bloodlines of the Illuminati. Even 13, though, is not an evil number. It actually represents Jesus Christ. The 12 disciples, Jesus was the 13th. So they always confuse us with these numbers. But the number 54 and back to They Live, in the movie They Live, Channel 54 News was the channel that was owned by the reptilian entities that were running the world. And they were sending a frequency out through the news broadcasting, Channel 54, that was keeping everybody in a state of hypnosis. Ain't this crazy in Canton? The hood's right there, and then you walk a block away, and you got this neighborhood. That shit don't even make sense. I don't know how they keep that apart, but you know, it's very bizarre. I mean, that is the hood right there where we started. And then you get over here and judges and lawyers live here. Craziest shit I ever seen in my life. But I guess people like us ain't allowed over here, you know. Probably call the police on us. But yeah, Channel 54 News sent out the frequency that kept the whole population in a state of hypnosis. So when we see a lot of these major rituals on the world stage, we see some of these numbers. 54 repeated over and over and over again, which is a direct connection to Jesuit order in Gematria. It's tied to the Jesuits, and there's a lot going on with the Jesuits right now. As they're saying, the Pope might die, right? And when he dies,
Dead already.
that's going to be
Yeah.
a massive energy harvest. Because let me tell you something. Let me tell you a little secret. The Pope, and shout out to all my Catholics out there. Shout out to all my Jewish people, my Muslims, my Christians. I don't attack any person. It's the institutions I'm talking about. But Catholicism at the
Something's wrong
top,
with my camera again.
besides being a bunch of pedos that like to diddle little boys, they worship these entities called the archons. There's actually a specific one they worship. You know what I'm saying? His name is Yaldabaoth. And that's why, if you look into Gnosticism, when Jesus Christ came back, he was sent back by the true God who created this reality, this beautiful organic matrix that they're trying to mess up and build a phantom matrix over it and then trick us as they're destroying our pineal gland with fluoride and other chemicals that I can't mention, like the black goo that was in the you-know-what that people put into their arm. You know what I'm talking about? The nanotech. Once they destroy that pineal gland, there's been a lot of research where they think the soul resides in the pineal gland. But one thing I can tell you is it's our spiritual antenna to higher consciousness. It's our direct connection to God, the real God. And that's why that secretion, colostrum oil or Christos oil, that secretes from the pineal gland, dripping down your spine, and then is resurrected up the 33 vertebrae of the spine, and it hangs out for 2 days by the throat chakra, a couple days there, and then it goes back up where it came from. That's where the whole hanging on the cross, and you know, they say Jesus died at 33 and 33 AD. And there was 2 Jesuses, by the way. One was not a good guy. Look into him. He's from Rome. And then there was the real Jesus, Yahshua HaMashiach, because there were no J's in the Aramaic language. So his name would have translated to Joshua, not Yeshua, or not, yes, Yeshua, not Jesus. But that's beside the point. I'm pretty sure he knows your heart. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not here to debate that. I'm just saying. But the real one that was sent back, that was murdered for teaching humanity that we have the power within us to heal ourselves, to heal each other physically. What he was doing, a lot of us can do, you know, and it's through that colostrum oil. So when say you're a Capricorn, right? And I know they tell you, oh, astrology's evil. Where do they tell you that at? in something that was man written. Jesus never came down here talking about certain religions and denominations or none of that. All that stuff was written by man as a control mechanism to be used to divide and conquer us. Let's keep Muslim versus the Jewish people. Let's keep Christians for the Israel, pro-Israel, and against Islam. Just like with 9/11. They blamed that all on Islam so they could go over there and take over all them countries in 15 years. And they hit their objective. Boom, boom, boom. Like, you ever think about why? I've mentioned this before, but another connection to 11, abracadabra 11. 11's a very mystical number. You have three very mystical numbers the elites use: 11, 22, and 33. They killed John F. Kennedy on 11/22 because he was going to destroy everything that holds it together. I think JFK knew the truth for real. And 11 plus 22 equals 33. So that ritual is a king kill 33 ritual. And the numbers encompassed all three master numbers. They have a very powerful energy. So if you're a life path 11, 22, or 33, you're most likely a very powerful archetype yourself, 11s, they're very intuitive, just like a 7. They usually have certain what you would consider psychic capabilities, intuition. They're very connected to the sacred feminine. None of this stuff is evil, guys. God created everything. Why is it say in the Bible then to look for the signs and wonders in the end days? Look into the stars if we ain't supposed to be paying attention to astrology. Then how the hell are we going to look up for the signs and wonders? They rewrote everything. And we lose track of Jesus' true message, that we had all this power within us. Our body is the temple. God is right in your head between your two temples there, right on the throne of God, where that pineal gland is. And Jesus Christ lives within all of us. Our inner Christos, it's inside all you. So they keep us divided, keep us fighting over allegories that they took something real and manipulated it, inverted it. And that's what it's all about, inversion, this whole reality. They will, when they speak, they will destroy. Abracadabra, you know what I'm saying? That's what they're doing. But so today, I'm looking for some major staged events. And what a staged event means, it doesn't mean like a mass shooting, right? It doesn't mean that it doesn't happen. It just means that it's controlled, that they caused it to happen. Like, you know how many MK Ultra little agents they got out here that they can activate through a certain frequency, through a certain vibration? They just hit them with that frequency, boom, and they can get them to do whatever the hell they want. Look up voice to skull technology. Look at that. It's called the voice of God. So they can actually talk to you inside your freaking head and make you think it's God telling you to do it, right? That's old technology. They patented that in the 70s. That's some old shit. They're so far beyond that now. It's unreal. And that's why it's important to get all these heavy metals and toxins out of our system, especially the nanotech that they spray in the chemtrails that you breathe in. You breathe in, it burrows into your lungs, binds itself to your central nervous system. You got to get all that shit out of you because, it'll amplify that control they have over the masses. So they've learned how to steal our energy through technology, like this black scribing mirror on right now. That's what it is. It's a black mirror, right? It's a magical device, this phone that you're using, which this tech came from what they call the fallen ones, the fallen angels, or the Anunnaki, whatever you want to call them. the Watchers. That's where we got all this technology from. See, people get it twisted. They think that the Watchers of the Anunnaki created all humanity from monkeys. That ain't true. There was already humans down here, a pure bloodline that was created by Source. They manipulated that genome to make them more subservient, and corrupted the DNA of the Most High. That's what really happened. And probably, I'd say probably over 90% of these people were around got corrupted ass DNA, you know? A bunch of non-player characters. They don't even realize they're being controlled, and they're being controlled. But yeah, so just pay attention today for staged events, and when you see it happen, look at the numbers. Look at what energy they're binding to that story. And this will be something that'll be probably on national news level, right? So it's definitely a day for their events, and we're getting ready to go into the Ides of March. Not to mention the anniversary of the day they declared the pandemic, March 11th. So they'll be popping shit off the next few days. But the Ides of March, oh shit. And the Ides of March, we enter Mercury retrograde this year. Oh, that's not good. That's going to be a real bad situation, because that's when they really like to do their little energetic spells during Mercury retrograde. And that's why anything I do, when it's Mercury retrograde, I tend to fall back. You know what I'm saying? Because them energies are real. And that begins, it begins on, 3/15, I think through April. It's a long one. I'm not sure exactly what day in April. If I'm not mistaken, it might be April 7th, 4/7, but I'm not sure on that. Don't quote me on that. But I know for sure it starts on 3/15 or 3/14, one of them 2 days. 3/14 is Pi Day. 3.14 is Pi. Another day they'll do rituals on, which is a beautiful number. It's a number of perfection, but they want to invert it and use it for evil, like they do everything. So, that's really what I want to let you guys know today, that there would be some type of staged energy harvest going. What we can do is not put our energy into it, but it's very important, like with the abracadabra breakdown, which is in the description. There's a whole video and a decode. You can read my blog. People be like, but Tommy, ain't we putting energy into that? No, I'm deconstructing the spell. I'm breaking it. I'm breaking the energy. I deconstructed her whole little spell, right? So I wouldn't recommend watching the video, although I did to do